Hello everyone. Today is a good day because today is a sketchbook tour day and they are my favorite things to film because I don't have to do much. I just have to talk. I started this on the 22nd of March and it is now August 5th. It's kind of satisfying. So almost 6 months. No. Yeah. 5 months. I'm not a math person. 5 months. Crazy. We've been in quarantine for 5 months. That's wild. Okay, so we're gonna go in here, grab yourself some coffee, and let's just get into it. So this page I actually had blank for most of this, the time spent here, and then the other day I was trying to do some stuff for Potter Week, which is like an Instagram challenge where you do like little prompts for Harry Potter. I'm sure you've seen my mirror of Irizid. Piece. Can you? Okay, guess our cat's joining the party. Sybil, what? I know, it's fine. She's gonna knock the camera over. I can feel it. So, oh my gosh, what was I talking about? Yeah, so you've seen the mirror one. I tried to do like an herbology themed one that didn't work out, so we're not gonna talk about that. That was a sketch. This was actually the first page for a really long time, which was shocking because the first page always sucks in any sketchbook, and this one was actually pretty good. I used reference photos from my Japan trip back in October. We went to Nara as like a little side trip from Tokyo, and it was so beautiful and so it was a really rainy day. There were deer walking around. This is gouache. The greens, yes, Sybil, I know you're excited about the next page. We won't get to that yet. The greens are really bright, and I kind of like that. Maybe it doesn't come through on camera as much, but I was pretty happy with how these came out. Okay, and this page is just a dumpster fire. It's kind of nice every now and then in a sketchbook to have a page where you can just like write notes, grocery lists apparently, some more sketching for Potter Week. This portrait was kind of the beginning of what this spread was supposed to be back when I cared about it and thought it was going to go well, but then it kind of fell apart and now it's kind of like my notes page. It's kind of nice because, you know, these books are expensive, so it's kind of nice to just have one spread throughout the whole thing so you don't like ruin a bunch of pages with your notes. This one was a fun one. I got the reference pictures from Pinterest as per usual. I didn't like how the bee came out, which sucked because that was like the last thing that I painted in here. Let me try to find like a stick to point things out with. Yeah, so that was like the last thing I added. Luckily, I actually made like a little book cover. Maybe I'll pop that up on the screen now. And I erased the bee because that was like bugging me, but get it? This is like a gouache rose. This guy's gouache. I tend to do darker skin toned portraits in gouache because it's really easy to build up color, whereas like she's so pale that like, you know, even the slightest bit of pigment is gonna show up and be, you know, enough, because if I did his color skin in watercolor it would take a little bit of time to build up. Like, it's definitely doable, but I just think gouache makes darker skin tones kind of pop and is more fun because I don't have to build up layers of paint. So that was my choices there. Kind of interesting that this is watercolor and gouache, about 50-50, but you can't really tell the whole thing. I really like this page too. I got really into drawing trees. I never really liked drawing trees before, which is weird. I don't like painting leaves, surprisingly. I love flowers, but once it gets to the leaves, I'm just like, I tune out and like the little veins bother me and everything. So you can't really see obviously individual leaves at all here. I think it's like a dead tree anyway, but I think there's sycamore, but they grow around here, or someone, you know, obviously planted them, but there's a few of them around in like certain parks by me, and they're so beautiful. Like the trunks are so burly and knotted, and the tops of the trees are like very smooth and like very strange colors. So I just love drawing them. So whenever I go on a walk, I kind of take pictures of them, and most of the trees here are from pictures I've taken in real life. I think this was a scene from a lake by my hometown. There's a stump, obviously, some more inky things. This was a fun page. This was like the zenith of my inky flower renaissance. I was thinking about making this into a print, so if anyone's interested in that, let me know, because it would be pretty easy to do. And I just love, it kind of feels like I Spy, I didn't really plan any of this page. I think it was another live stream day where I just took suggestions on what to draw, and it kind of worked. And you know, it's kind of fun to be able to like, oh, there's like a mushroom, where did that come from? And you know, I really like when something's kind of overwhelming in how much is going on and how many details, and you know, you can barely tell there's like a butterfly right there. I kind of like it when you have to kind of like adjust your eyes to something to see all the details. So I love this page, honestly. I think this stump might be my favorite thing in this whole sketchbook, which I don't know if that's weird. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I was also really pleased with, you know, this owl. Owls are another thing that I really struggle with. I don't know why, they're my favorite bird. Birds in general, I love. I go bird watching all the time, but painting them is really hard for me. I don't know why. So I was pretty pleased with how this came out. I think I just like kind of omitted some details over here that I would usually like try to force in. But I kind of blended them together, and I think it was pretty successful. This was like a kind of Gandalf-y looking mushroom, and I really like how she came out too. I realized I never really do ink portraits. I don't know why, so that was kind of a nice relaxing exercise. So this was a live stream. I think it came out okay. I kind of gave up. Magnolias are really hard to paint for me, especially in watercolor. I don't know why, especially from far away. And I just realized that that was a poor decision. And then I didn't even bother doing the rest. I do like the colors, and I like how her hair came out, which was something I'm not very excited about usually. I don't usually like doing hair, so I'm getting like much more excited about painting hair now. Like you can see here, I kind of took a little bit more time. I was reading another audiobook, one that I loved as a kid, A Great and Terrible Beauty. It was kind of like Victorian England. This girl goes to boarding school. It's like a YA young adult novel, and I kind of made it into like a little pseudo book cover. I actually took these reference photos of these roses at the rose garden by my house, which the roses were kind of dying, but I got a few good pictures, which was nice. I got these pictures too. These roses went really well. I was pretty pleased. I did kind of give up on this page. I started getting frustrated. I got really inspired though by, I forget what era. I guess that's the like 1920s maybe? I don't know. Someone else knows. Someone else always knows. Charles Dana Gibson did a bunch of, you would recognize them, just like ink portraits of usually women, kind of Edwardian hairstyles, and you know, very cross-hatchy illustrative work. So I kind of was trying to be inspired by that there, and I thought it came out okay. Did a little portrait or a figure study because I was getting frustrated, and I did more figure studies. Here, I love how these came out, actually. I was getting really frustrated doing, if you read my blog post, I got really mad because I was trying to bust out another like piece for Potter Week, and I was trying to do like Molly in her garden, or like Molly Weasley doing something, but I just couldn't paint her for some reason. Like her face, like from far away, was really, really hard, and I struggled, and I just, you know, I ended up giving up, but, and then just doing some figured drawing, because I was like, you know what? I need to just go back to art school right now instead of getting frustrated over some, you know, some piece that I don't need to make, you know. I kind of did some more academic studies, especially like I did my figure drawing stuff, And then I did some master copies, they call it, when you just like copy as best you can, like an older painting, or just someone else's painting. This was Georges Rochegros, Le Chevalier. I'm not gonna speak French right now. I don't know French. It's The Night of the Flowers by whoever that is. It's a beautiful painting. It's a little male gazy. He's got like a bunch of naked women around him in like a way that's like not cute. I don't know. It gives me weird vibes, but it's a beautiful painting, honestly. And I just kind of zoomed in on like the knight's armor and tried to copy that, and it was really, really fun. And then I did some roses next to it. And the last thing is a detail from Correspondence by another name I can't pronounce. And that was gouache. I got really into like painting clothing kind of towards the end, and like shiny things. So I'm fairly happy with how that came out. I'm fairly happy with this whole sketchbook, honestly. I think it's my best yet. Again, it always kind of is, because, you know, however more recent you've been doing work, like, you have so many more years of every time you do a new sketchbook, you have more experience, you know? So that's exciting, because my next sketchbook is going to be started soon, and it's going to be even better than this one, I hope. But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being a patron, and I will have some new content out for you guys soon.